What's up, YouTube? This is MJ's Total Health and Wellness Enrichment, back with another video. Please support the channel by hitting the like and subscribe button, along with the bell icon to be notified when I drop videos. I would say this is breaking news, but I really can't, because these allegations were made last week about the Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach card being postponed on December 14th. Now I'm hearing that the card is likely to be moved into January. If I was a betting man, I would say that PBC will put Tank and Lamont Roach on the Benevidez, David Morrell card. I mean, that will make the most sense, because Tank and David were on the last card together, and hopefully, it could drum up some sales, because the current undercard for Tank versus Lamont Roach wasn't good enough. It wasn't worth that $75. So I know that Blue Blood TV had reported that he had called the Toyota Center asking was the fight booked, and they said no boxing was booked on December 7th or the 14th. And Blue Blood called the Toyota Center because Dan Raphael has said that the fight could be postponed due to issues with the venue, but Blue Blood debunked that, because how could there be issues, like Blue Blood said, how could there be issues with the venue when the venue wasn't even booked? So I think it's just a case of they knew that this fight was not going to sell, and Tank, of course, wanted more money. I can't blame him on that one. I really can't. And I can't blame Tank, because if PBC is saying that Tank is, the most exciting boxer and he's a so-called face of boxing, why can't you pay him the same way you guys overpaid Canelo Alvarez? I mean, I can understand if Canelo Alvarez was fighting the top guys in his division and knocking them out, but you guys, PBC, you guys are paying Canelo Alvarez 30-something, 40, $50 million for cherry picks. But yet you can't afford to pay your most exciting star in Tank Davis? That's wild. Because I reportedly they would want to pay Tank $3 million for this fight, and he said no, he needs more money, because Tank knew this fight wasn't going to sell. PBC probably tried to tell Tank, yeah, man, let us give you $3 million right now, then we'll give you more on the back end. But guess what? If this fight does not sell, there is no back end. And Tank was well aware of that. That's why he wanted more money up front to fight, because he knew there wasn't going to be a back end. I mean, when you think about it, let's be real. This pay-per-view model in boxing is dead right now. It really is. It's dead, and the thing about it is, no matter, even if you lower the prices, which would be great, you're still going to have piracy no matter what, because some people are like, even if the pay-per-views are $20, they're like, well, shoot, well, I pay $20, I'm not going to do it for free. But boxing did not help themselves by having these exorbitant $75, $80, $90 pay-per-views, and then the cards are trash. No. As a hardcore boxing fan, let me show you what you need to do, boxing. First of all, you guys need to make sure that these ranking systems are legit, and you're going in some type of ranking order that the average fan can understand. Like, for instance, you can't have this guy as a champion fight a guy that was ranked 25th in the world he beat a guy that's ranked 100, but then all of a sudden now he's number 7. What did he do from being ranked number 25, beating the guy ranked number 100? What did he do to jump over guys 10, 9, and 8? See, the rankings make any sense, which we all know that a lot of those rankings are paid for. And see, that's the thing about it. When you have the shady business dealers in boxing, is why boxing cannot elevate to attract the casual fans. You know why the casual fans love UFC? The casual fans love UFC because in the UFC, the best are going to fight the best. Number 1 is going to fight number 2. If number 1 gets hurt, number 2 is going to fight number 3. And so on and so on. It's an order of operations. But with boxing, you have these shady ranking systems, and then you have guys that the people have never heard of, and that doesn't create interest. You know, especially when in boxing, when you have unifications or undisputeds, then these boxing these WBC or somebody will tell you, well, now you got to face this guy. That's crazy with these sanction bodies. You know, if a guy won undisputed, let him defend that undisputed against, you know, the person that might be the tops in the sport. But instead, you try to guys have them fight an unknown guy. And not only that, but each sanctioned body collects a 3% fee. So now, this is the situation that happens with boxing. You have an undisputed champion, and you guys try, the sanctioned body, you try to force him to fight an unknown opponent, in which, because he has all 4 belts, he has to give up 12% of his purse. But guess what? It's not going to be a high revenue purse because nobody knows the guy. So in a sense, when you're undisputed and they force you to fight an unknown mandatory, you're losing money. And I say when it comes to Tank Davis, to bring it back on that, you know, all I can say is you need to step up and start fighting the best, Tank. Point blank. That's how you solve that issue. When the best start to fight the best, like what's going on right now in rider season, that's how the casual fan gets interested. The casual fan, Tank, wants to see you fight Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez. You know, that's who the casual fan wants you to fight. So you have to do your part now and start fighting these top opponents. I mean, you're 30 years old now. I mean, right now, Tank, your prime is now. We want to see you fight these other top guys now. We don't want to see you guys when you guys have taken a few losses and you're worn out at 33, 34, 35. Now is the time to make these top fights. And see, what a lot of these boxers don't realize is this. When you fight the top opponents and you get those casual eyeballs on you, now you can say, I'm fighting on pay-per-view now. But first you gotta drum up interest. You fighters, you guys can't just think that you're supposed to automatically just skip the process and go to pay-per-view. You don't have a large fan base, but you want to go to pay-per-view, and they're not gonna pay for it because you don't have a large fan base. And you know, the promotional company, they can't really make money off you because you want to go pay-per-view, but you will have no fan base, so they're gonna take a loss. And that's why I think that when it came to me, the promoters messed up when they started getting greedy when it came to networks. When the networks had boxing, now I'm gonna take it back in there because I remember when I was a young boy, you watch boxing on ABC. You know, boxing was great when it was on free TV. We need boxing on the ABC, NBC, CBS. You know, because what happens is, when boxing's on the network or those free networks, what it did was it built the fighter's profile up. Millions of people were able to see the fighters often. So now, once the fighters start to reach that pinnacle, now they became pay-per-view stars because people have been watching them on ABC, NBC for years, and now they say, you know what? This is a legit product. We're going to pay to see this guy fight. But too many guys, they just want to skip ahead to pay-per-view. Why? You want to skip ahead to pay-per-view? You don't even have a fan base.
But had the greedy promoters not drained the swamp with the networks taking all the money and wasting the money on stupid fights, we wouldn't be in the predicament we're in today. But unfortunately, this is where we are. You know, I miss when boxing was on the free networks, and then, you know, say some guys start to get the contracts with HBO and Showtime, but you want to revive boxing, you gotta put it back on the free networks. And some of you guys, you gotta come down the price. You can't be asking these networks to pay you exorbitant amounts and you're fighting bums. It doesn't work that way. No. You need to use the networks to build your profiles. And once you build your profile, let's say you fought on NBC 4 or 5 times, and the audience built up and saw you. Now you can say, you know what? I'm a pay-per-view fighter. These eyes are watching me. But Tank, that's what you got to do. Point blank, you have got to start fighting the best. So guess what? They're going to continue to shaft you. They're going to continue to pay Canelo Alvarez his money up front, and then tell you got to get yours on the back end. So until you put your foot down, Tank, and then maybe you step up and fight the best, the same thing is going to continue to happen, Tank. Simple as that. You got to do your part. MJ's Total Health and Wellness Enrichment. Once again, please hit that like and subscribe button and like and share the videos. Peace.